Everyone, today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about using Google Sheets with Sellerbility. So first off, let me first show you how to link up your Google Sheets to Sellerbility so you can use them. All you need to do is come into your integration settings and tap connect on Google Sheets, then proceed to sign in to whichever Google account you are using for your Amazon Google Sheets. Now, Google Sheets are a great way of building a list of products in multiple ways. In fact, I've got some ideas for you in this video. Maybe you've already got your own system on how exactly you're using your Google Sheets. Maybe you literally just don't care and you just make a list of all good products that you've found in a spreadsheet. Maybe you like to be very organized and have certain things in certain places. I've got a couple of ideas of spreadsheets that you maybe haven't thought of in this video right here. So that's how you link up your Google Sheets to Sellerbility, and then you'll be able to use this button wherever you see it. So I'm taking a look at this product right here, and I mean, it looks okay. It's nothing that's absolutely mind-blowing. It's just average. In fact, it might be a little bit under average, but anyway, this product looks to do quite well. It did do quite well in Q4. I can see there that the BSR is a lot tighter and it's a much better number than what we've got going on currently. We can also see the buy box price was higher then and it's lower now. So yeah, that to me shows that this item is probably going to do better around Christmas time, which kind of just makes sense. Now, let's take a look at some Google Sheets ideas before we move on to exporting. So maybe you want to plan by quarter. So this is just an empty template. This is a quarter planning spreadsheet, so you can divide it by Q1, 2, 3, and 4. If you have BuyBot Pro, you can also use these very same sheets for within BuyBot Pro as well. So, you know, you can use it for both things. So you can have literally the tabs Q1, 2, 3, and 4. And you've obviously got all of the information that Sellerbility can export at the top. Just be careful not to mix this up too much with BuyBot Pro, because there'll be different bits of information in different columns. So maybe you want to configure that to be kind of close to what Sellerbility has, or you know, maybe you want to duplicate this and have one for BuyBot Pro, one for Sellerbility. Or if you are just compiling a list of everything that you find and you analyze and it's fine, you know, you can just use the same sheet for both. But obviously be aware that some bits of information might be in different sections depending on which software you're using. Anyway, let's just focus on Sellerbility. So you can have a quarter planning spreadsheet, so Q1, 2, 3, and 4. If you see something that does particularly well in a certain quarter on the charts, or maybe you do a full analysis, maybe you open up BuyBot Pro and Sellerbility and you can see from the estimated sales calculator, you know, that it does do better at certain points in the year. Chances are it will happen again, so you might want to add it to whichever quarter it's going to do best in. Maybe it does well all around, so maybe you even have like an all around section as well. This is just one example, so you can have a quarter planning spreadsheet. You could also have a spreadsheet which is based on category, so you could send different things to different categories and so forth, which would probably work really well if you are doing a scan by category in Sellerbility. That might be a really good one to use, because you can mix mix and match spreadsheets. You don't have to use the exact same one. You can use a different one whenever it is that you feel like it, so you don't have to stick to the same one in Sellerbility. Another one that you could potentially have is a heavy hitter versus replenishable. So let me explain to you a little bit about what I mean by heavy hitter. So heavy hitter is what I would class a product that's got like really good profit, really good ROI, really good sales. It's just one of those golden products where it is just awesome all around, like really, really, really good. So maybe add that to my heavy hitter section. And for items that, well, I suppose they can make higher profits as well as smaller profits, but everyday essentials like smaller items, things like that. So, you know, stuff that people use all the time. So not like, for example, a heavy hitter, you're probably more inclined to find something that is seasonal. You know, maybe there are some all around heavy hitters, but you're more likely to find stuff that is seasonal, that is a heavy hitter. So for example, like the set that we were just looking at over on Sellerbility, that did really well around Q4. The price of it also was a lot higher as well, but that's just like a one-off thing. So around that time, it's probably really good. Whereas with a replenishable, with like an everyday essential, like for example, if it's tissues, the pricing for tissues is never going to be through the roof. It's always going to be reasonable / cheap. So in terms of the profit there is going to always be a kind of limit with things like that, unless all of a sudden there's a really high demand for tissue. So yeah, you can have things like that as replenishable. So I'm just talking about your everyday items basically, or small things, whatever it is that you want to count as that. So things that you're going to be continually buying over and over because the sales are consistently good. I suppose you could put heavy hitters in there that do well all year round, whatever it is that you want to do. But those are just a couple of ideas for sheets. And when you find something that you want to put in a sheet, you can just give it a tick. So you can either tick everything using the options right here, or just individually using the little tick box there, Google Sheet button, and you can tick which bits you want to export and which bits that you don't. And you can put your spreadsheet in here. So you just put the URL of the sheet in it, literally just taken from there, just put it in and export, and it will send whatever information that you have selected, whichever deals you've selected here. Now it will be in a deal export by date tab. It will just create that, and this can really help you with establishing what you found and on what day. So if you remember that you sourced that product on that day, you can just flip through all of these. But what you might want to do as well is just copy everything that you found on that day and then just put it in the right place. Put it in the right place in your sheet, like so. It's a quick copy and paste job. Doesn't take anything more than that. So maybe you'd prefer to do that, maybe happy with it just being like this and having just a sheet where you get deal export date, and it will just keep going. And so you've got like a massive sort of like history, I suppose, of what you've sourced and what you've added to your spreadsheets and when. It's completely up to you what you want to do, but those are a couple of ideas for you. That's how you can use the Google Sheets with Sellerbility. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you soon.